A lot of great fights, a lot of debate between Jake, myself, and Layla on the performance bonus. I think there's an argument to be made that, you know, the money should be split. There's an argument made that this person or that person won. But ultimately, when we sat back and looked at it, who was the biggest underdog, who was taking on the biggest challenge, and who surprised people the most. Congratulations to the sweet Terminator, Shadasia Green, on winning $250,000. I still want you to sleep in cotton sheets though, because those silk sheets make you a little lazy sometimes, Shadasia. Get up here, girl.
That's right.
So what you gonna buy?
I don't live like that. I told you, I live beyond my means. Like I said, I'm gonna relocate my wife, my family, to, you know, a better neighborhood so we can be safe before I get kidnapped. That's it, you know. Maybe take my nieces and nephews to the water park, you know, do something for my mom and pops. You know, I got you, coach. I hear y'all. See y'all looking. No, I'm just blessed and honored, man. Going into tonight, I'm in everything I said this week, you know, in camps. Really been different these last couple of camps, dealing with, you know, my coach has been sick, in and out, and we showed up together as a unit today, and we displayed greatness. And shout out to Savannah Marshall. She was a tough cookie, man. She caught me with a good shot too, buckled my left leg. I ain't never been hit like that before, but I'm just honored to be here today and be victorious. Thanks to the man upstairs, and thanks to these two brothers for making this happen.
Right.
Katie and the man, for real.
Yeah, ultimately, the way we looked at it is, there's a lot of good fights, but really, when you looked at Shadasia and Savannah and Katie and Amanda, those were very, very close fights from our perspective that you didn't know what was going to happen. From an MVP perspective in our mind. So, congratulations, and we got some big things coming.
Word.
Big things coming.
Word. Word.
Andreas Hill, ESPN. Jake, when I talked to you about a week ago, you said this is the time for everybody having the spotlight, everybody gets the opportunity to show out on this card. How great is it that the first woman you signed, Shadasia Green, well, the second woman you signed, Shadasia Green is the one that had the performance of the night on this?
No, it's absolutely amazing. She's a legend, and she went out there and performed in the biggest moment yet, and we're just so honored that we've been with her, rocking with her for a while now, and she believed in us, and we just continue to prove ourselves as promoters.
Look, people say MVP, yeah, they signed Amanda Serrano, but she was already, you know, a 7th division champion, fighting for over 12 years. But we believed in Shadasia Green, and we thought she could become champion. And she had a loss, and came back and became the WBO champion. And tonight, she became the unified champion.
That's right.
Everybody won.
That's right. That's right.
Shadasia, I want to follow that up. Coming off the Franchella Cruz deserting loss, you seemed really dejected. It was a tough fight. How did you pull yourself together and perform as well as you did tonight? It seemed like you just took it to another level.
I did that. I had to go back to the drawing board to get my mental together. This game is definitely like 95% mental. If you're mentally intact, then, you know, like I said, if this is hitting, this is clicking, it's working. So that's what I did. I went back to the drawing board, got myself together, reunited with my coaches, and just try to show up and be a better person. And self-belief. It's funny, I was watching Jake fight Chavez last week. He sat in the ring, and I shook my head. I was sitting in front of the TV, and he just kept saying self-belief, self-belief, self-belief. And I think that's what's been missing from my career for a long time. Sometimes I'm hard on myself, and I don't always believe. But today I believe, and I've been believing all camp. I kept saying, I'm gonna beat this girl. I kept saying that. So.
Congratulations. Last question, all three of you. The elephant in the room is obvious for Shadasia. A fight with Claressa Shields would be huge for boxing. Obviously, she is not within the most valuable promotions, but is that a fight that you guys would like to take next?
I mean, I would love to fight Claressa Shields, you know. Of course, I want to go and rest or whatever, but I think that's the fight that we made. Claressa Shields,
she gonna beat the fuck out of her.
You know, it's we got a heavy stable over here, and it's a couple of people that can go up against Claressa Shields that got the skills. But Savannah told me something today. I don't know if I should share it, but I ain't gonna share it. But she said to me today, which I didn't even realize that she might have had noticed, but she said you need to have more belief in yourself. She said I've never been in a ring with somebody like you that hit as hard as you do. She said I've been in the ring with her, and she said you could take her out. And I'm like, damn, you know, hearing that from Savannah, and Savannah can punch too. I'm not sitting up here saying, making it seem like that was a tough fight. So I would love to fight Claressa Shields, and when the time comes and it's big, let's do it.
That's right.
Kevin Garcia, aka the Puerto Rican KKG. I just wanted to follow up on that, Shadasia. I actually caught up with Claressa after the fight and I asked her about your performance, what she thought, and if she wanted to fight you. She not only said that she wanted to fight you, she said she was willing to fight you next, and that she'd be willing to do any sort of business with MVP. So how likely is that to be the next fight? Nakisa or Jake?
I mean, it's really up to the fighters, right? We have a ton of respect for Claressa regardless of the bullshit that goes back and forth on both sides. She's a great fighter, she's very accomplished. She's a great show person, actually, right? She's her own marching band in many ways, grabs attention, and that's needed in the sport. It really is, so we respect that. If Shadasia wants to do it, Jake and I are 100% down to do it, right?
Do it. Let's bring the contract. Let's do it.
Jake, what do you think?
Oh yeah, let's get it. Let's do it. You know,
Or at least
business is
no.
business, and that's one of the biggest fights that can be made in boxing. So we're here to do that. That's what we do it. MVP. The name speaks for itself, and we're ready.
Maybe on the Canelo Crawford undercard.
Hey guys,
But that's the, sorry, what was that?
Maybe put that on the Canelo Crawford card.
No, that's a headline event, my man. This is MVPW, MVP winner.
Talk that shit, Keith.
That's what that
Honestly,
is.
it's a bigger
No,
fight
no, Nakisa.
than those two, to be
Yeah.
honest, in my opinion.
Like, that's a moment again where you're gonna have some of the top female killers in the world.
No one really knows who Crawford is, to be honest.
How's that a hardcore boxing?
I think my mom has more followers than her on Instagram. I'm kidding.
Win, and every single fight you're getting better and better and better, and it seems like you're getting thrown the best competition possible. Do you attribute that to your success, especially elevating your game, and how MVP, even though you're on the roster, they're throwing buzzsaws at you, but they're throwing the toughest competition?
I just think it's a lot of my ability you guys haven't been able to see. I've always had this thing about me, even when I play basketball, I always either play down to my competition or played up. It's been a bad habit all my life. My mother has told me this my whole life. So when you throw some names out there like that, I know I gotta, be on my A game, and I find myself not slacking, and my coaches don't let me slack either. So the best competition is always gonna bring the best out of me. Sometimes if the name is like, if I haven't heard it before, I tend to slip. I'm gonna change that. I can guarantee that.
And how quickly do you want to get back in the ring?
It was a banger today, I could barely hear out of the left side of my ear. So I'm gonna take some time off, some rest and recovery, maybe a vacation with my family, and, hang with the little ones a little bit. Then I'll be back. I think I'm banned from the gym right now by my whole family, so I'll find my way back. I always do.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, Shadasia over here, Chandra Love, Best Women's Boxing Show, period. You look so completely calm as you made your way to the ring. The crowd was very excited for you. New Jersey was very heavy in the building. Can you just talk to us about making that walk to the ring and what you soaked in now that you've had time to reflect on it?
It was amazing. I knew New Jersey would be in the building. I fought here before when I fought Aline Sederos, so I was expecting New Jersey to be in heavy. I kept it the same. I played a little bit of Biggie, and I was in my element. I love Biggie. My mother loved Biggie, so salute to B.I.G. Walking in New York, and in the locker room, me and my team, we already went over the game plan, and they told me to stay calm and stay relaxed, fight your fight, be yourself. That was the 3 words. This kid, be yourself, and that's what I did.
Just to follow up
to that. How close did you stick to your game plan? The fight that we saw, how consistent was with the game plan that you and your team worked out?
We definitely stayed close to it. It was a couple of rounds, but I put the high guard up when I had her and I wanted to get her out of there. I might have rushed it a little bit, but then I got back in the element. You know, Barry and Terrific stayed on me about it, you know. And but we definitely did stick to the game plan. It wasn't necessarily like a pin spot game plan. We was gonna do a little bit of everything, and I think we showcased that tonight.
Andres Gomez, Cornerman Boxing Champ. Congratulations on a great performance tonight. You won the fight of the night. How would you grade your performance? And yeah, just how would you grade it? And what did you learn about yourself tonight out there in the ring in front of a huge crowd like that?
I learned that, you know, that dog is still in me, no matter what. That dog is still in me, no matter what. I'm up for every challenge. I grade myself a B because I got hit with a right hand and I really didn't want to. From dropping my hands, you know, playing around a little bit too much. But I got that mean streak back, and I thought I lost it. You know, I thought I lost it. You know, having so many kids around you, and you start getting soft in the sport. You can't be soft in this sport. So today, I was trying to get her out of it. We was talking back and forth. So the mean streak is still alive, and I'm glad to know that.
Hey, Shadasia, I'm curious. When the point was deducted, it seemed like it lit a fire under you. What was going through your mind when you lost that point? Because it felt like it was a little early. And did it light a fire under you to fight a little bit harder?
It did. I hate to admit this, but me and the ref was kind of going back and forth, and I made a mistake and slapped his hand off me when I had her hurt. By mistake, I did it. That was bad sportsmanship on my part. But Savannah was very tricky. Okay, I wasn't holding her right hand. She was just yanking it to make it seem like I was holding it so she could yank it and fire on the break. And he had warned me a couple of times, and then he took the point off. I didn't think I deserved that, but you know, hey, it's his call. It's his job to do what he was doing, so I abide by it. But it definitely got me upset. You know, I knew I had to go because I lost the point.
Do you have any memories of coming here from your upbringing, and how difficult is it to kind of put it behind it in the back of your head, like, okay, I'm fighting in my backyard when it's also the world's most famous arena?
When I fought here 2 years ago, I never used to come here that much when I was a kid. But when I fought here 2 years ago, I remember, you know, the tickets. Everybody was asking me for tickets. I did not want to deal with that headache, and I didn't have to. That's the lesson about being a part of MVP now. So I kind of shut my phone off, and it's shut off now. And I locked in. You know, I ain't had no choice but to be. My coaches was on my behind, and my immediate family is here right now, and that's all I needed to see. You know, everybody else, I see you when I'm done.
Beautiful.